Every 4 years, 5 billion people, more than half the global population, sync their schedules to watch a single event. It is the largest shared cultural experience in human history. The architect of this massive gathering was Jules Rimet. In 1930, as the global economy collapsed under the Great Depression, he pushed forward an experimental idea, an international football tournament entirely separate from the Olympics. Staging it in Uruguay created an immediate logistical nightmare. Only 4 European nations were willing to endure the grueling, weeks-long boat journey across the Atlantic to participate, while the other major powers simply boycotted. This isolation turned the final into a bitter local rivalry between Uruguay and Argentina. Tensions were so high that the teams couldn't even agree on the ball, forcing a compromise where they played the first half with an Argentine ball and the second with a Uruguayan one. The switch worked. Hector Castro, a player who had lost an arm in a childhood accident, sealed a 4-2 victory for the hosts. The desperation in the stadium and the referee's rushed escape to the docks proved that even in its infancy, the tournament had become an event where losing was unthinkable for the host nation. 4 years later, Benito Mussolini hijacked the tournament. He recognized the immense crowds and global attention as an ideal propaganda showcase, using the 1934 World Cup in Italy to project the image of his fascist regime to the world. The outbreak of World War II forced a 12-year hiatus. To prevent the Nazis from seizing the solid gold trophy, Italian football official Ottorino Barassi secretly transported it from a bank vault in Rome and hid it in a shoebox under his bed until the war ended. When the tournament finally returned in 1950, Brazil built the colossal Maracanã Stadium to host the finals. The local press was so confident that they printed morning editions declaring their team the world champions before the final match against Uruguay even began. But with 11 minutes left, Uruguay's Alcides Gigia drove a low, hard shot into the corner to take the lead. 200,000 spectators in the towering concrete bowl fell into a traumatized silence, all at the exact same moment. Surviving the deadliest conflict in human history and returning to deliver the staggering shock of the Maracanazo confirmed that the World Cup could generate a level of cultural impact that persisted far beyond the final whistle. In 1954, the tournament was televised for the first time. This shift allowed 500,000 Europeans to watch matches together in public squares, moving the competition from a localized event into a shared global reality. This new audience witnessed staggering individual achievements. In 1958, French striker Just Fontaine laced up a pair of backup boots he borrowed from a teammate and scored 13 goals in 6 matches, a record that has remained untouched for nearly 7 decades. That same year, a 17-year-old prodigy named Pelé completely overwhelmed Soviet and Swedish defenders. After scoring twice in the final, the teenager fainted onto the grass, and his goalkeeper had to frantically slap his cheeks awake so he could join the celebration. By 1970, the broadcasts shifted to color. The vivid canary yellow jerseys of the Brazilian squad, combined with Pelé operating at his peak in Mexico, captured the global imagination and accelerated the commercial growth of the sport. Television didn't just show the matches. It elevated regional athletes into cultural icons recognized in every corner of the planet. The 1970s introduced a cerebral evolution in how the game was played. Led that Johan Cruyff, the Netherlands deployed total football, a fluid system where players seamlessly interchanged positions to dismantle opponents. Contrast that systematic brilliance with the raw individual performance of Argentina's Diego Maradona in 1986. Against England, he leapt into the air and punched the ball into the net, a blatant handball he later dubbed the Hand of God. Just 4 minutes later, he collected the ball in his own half and sliced through 5 English defenders to score. Within a single match, he demonstrated how the individual could occasionally override even the most disciplined tactical structures. The tournament continues to thrive within this exact tension, where perfectly engineered systems are repeatedly challenged by the unpredictable magic of individual human talent. As the audience grew, so did the weight of expectation. At the 1994 final, after 120 minutes of scoreless football, Roberto Baggio stood alone at the penalty spot. He sent the ball over the crossbar, ending Italy's hopes in front of 90,000 spectators. The tournament reached a new frontier in 2002, moving to Asia for the first time. There, Brazilian striker Ronaldo found redemption, scoring twice in the final 4 years after a mysterious pre-match collapse had cost his team the title. This global reach created an environment where a single missed penalty or a miraculous save was no longer a local story, but a permanent part of a player's legacy, witnessed by billions. Between 2006 and 2018, as viewing habits shifted toward global streaming, the sport was defined by the career-long rivalry of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. They pushed each other to statistical heights that redefined the modern game. The 2022 final in Qatar served as the ultimate heavyweight fight. Messi's search for the one trophy that eluded him clashed directly with the explosive brilliance of France's Kylian Mbappé, who scored a hat-trick to drag his team back into the match. The tension forced a penalty shootout. Striking the decisive blow, Argentina claimed the victory, ending Messi's 2-decade pursuit of the world title. The 2022 final provided a definitive resolution to that era, as Messi finally secured the one trophy he needed to complete a career spanning 5 different tournaments. Behind the drama, the tournament is built on staggering records. There is Hakan Şükür scoring in just 11 seconds, Oleg Salenko netting 5 times in one match, and Cameroon's Roger Milla finding the back of the net at 42 years old. This chart shows the exponential increase in World Cup prize money from 1982 to 2018, climbing from $20 million to nearly $800 million. The data illustrates the tournament's transformation into a multi-billion-dollar global industry. The future points to even larger scales. The 2026 edition in North America is expanding to 48 teams, introducing 8K streaming and trialing AI-powered personalized commentary to reach the next generation of fans. Yet, beneath the streaming infrastructure and the tactical shifts, the core remains. The World Cup is a celebration of human effort that continues to unite billions through the pursuit